Welcome to So Very Easy. My name is Laura, and in 1883, someone invented something that everyone who sews was happy they did so, and it was a seam ripper. Now, the seam ripper was not as we see it today. It was a thimble with a little blade on it so that the seamstress could wear it and use the seam ripper as she needed it. So it was definitely different than what we are looking at now. And then in 1898, John Fisher came up with another idea for a seam ripper. It was a little piece of metal that was twisted with a round end that you could put your finger in, and then the opening where the twisted wire was a little V where the threads could be cut. From there, it advanced into what we have now, which is that lovely seam ripper with one sharp point and a little ball for security on the other end. So today I'm going to share with you some of my personal tips on how I like to remove seams, because even, yes, I need to remove seams. And I'll show you some of the different seam rippers and what to look for when you are buying a seam ripper. Now, there are a lot of different seam rippers on the market, but there's a few tips that I'd like to share with you first about taking out some seams. Of course, removing the seam that has not been pressed is always the easiest. If you've already pressed your seams, regardless if it's in one position or the other, or open, if you can, I would recommend to press them so they're flat. If you have pressed it flat and you find it's still difficult to work with, sometimes just spraying this with a little bit of water and letting it sit until it dries, that will make those seams easier to come out. The water has made those fibers a little bit bigger and has relaxed them, so you might be able to get a bigger space in between those layers. The other thing is really how well is your seam ripper. The seam ripper does have a little bit of a blade right there in that point, and that blade needs to be very sharp. If it is dull, which it can be over use or over time, or if it has a nick in it, it's not going to work as well and it can damage your fabric. These small little ones are not really comfortable in the hand, so you cannot control them as well. So it really is good that you have a seam ripper that you can fit in your hand, so you're not having to grip this as hard. You're needing to more work on that fabric. And that's where a lot of these other seam rippers do come into place. The Clover model is a very popular model for that very reason that it has a nice handle. So I'm able to hold this and not try to hold onto that little piece. This is comfortable in my hand. I can focus just on that blade. To start with, go in and take out a few stitches right at the beginning. So what we have is a little opening. The ball is designed to help separate those layers so that we're not cutting into the fabric. As a general rule, that little red ball goes into the larger pieces of the fabric. Doesn't always work that way, but it is usually the best. So I'm going to put that in between the layers, and then I'm going to put that seam between my fingers. And I can feel that go through with my fingers. I can feel if it's going through the fabric versus the threads. As you go through, you might get a little buildup of fibers. So it's important every once in a while to stop and clean up those fibers so that knife blade stays open. So that is a standard one. Now you can get some other ones that have that same idea, but they have additions to them. And that is where something like this grip fit comes in handy. Once again, it's comfortable to hold. It has a nice sharp blade. You can even hear how sharp that is. The bonus is it has this little end. Now that little end is to help you remove the fibers. So as we're cutting, we need to remove the fibers. And that's where that little end comes in. The Gypsy quilter is the same idea. It has a comfortable handle. It has a little bit of a rubber piece on the end. Will help take those fibers out. and it has another rubber end on the cover. Now, if you find those seams are a little hard to see, you can get a seam ripper. It is from Dritz, and it has a magnifier on it, and it is also has a light. We can take the magnifier off if we don't want it and put it back on, and it does have a light. So between that light and the magnifier, we definitely can see what we need to be working on. Now, I do have two other that I would like to talk about. This little mini one is a little bit different than those seam rippers. It has one single blade. This blade inside this case is very sharp, so be sure not to lose that cover. You can see where we really have a tiny sharp blade. Now, this is a little bit different to use. We're not going to be able to slide it through the seams. I like this more for picking. So if I'm picking from the back side, so that blade is very, very sharp, very small point, so I can get into those fibers. I use this if I need to remove cross stitching. I find it gets right under those fibers and can lift it up. It's also good for denim and heavier seams, but you do have to be very careful with that, as that blade is extremely sharp. And then we have an electric. So it's battery operated, and it does have a cleaning brush. Just take this and have it go in between the fibers. Now let's try it on something really heavy, like a pair of jeans. Hold this and go. It is definitely a lot faster. Now I do have a little trick where I use a clamp. So I clamp one side down, and that way it's like I have three hands. And this works really good, even both ways. We'll also use that clamp for just plain seams. I keep that nice and tight. I put that through, start it a little bit, and then I hold that taut, and I can do the whole seam that way. So having a clamp will help you regardless on what seam ripper you use. So a lot has changed since 1883. We have electric. We have ones that are lit, some that have magnifying, some that have beautiful little rubber ends on them, and there are a lot more out there that I don't have. The whole key is to finding one that you are comfortable with. It's important that it is sharp. It is important that it doesn't have any little flaws in it. And sometimes, yes, you need to change that seam ripper, especially if you've had to, well, use it more than you want to. I'll put as many links as I can in the description for you to check out these seam rippers. And I'm still thinking the original one with the thimble and the seam ripper might be a fun addition to new products. Thank you for joining me today on So Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I have a newsletter. It's all free under So Very Easy. And be sure to make every day a unsewing spectacular day. Bye for now.